Welcome back to the Overtime Sportscast, where we meet once a week on the live stream to talk about everything Cleveland sports. My name is Tone Lev. That's my guy Herm J. And today we got a lot to uncover with football season coming to an end, basketball season starting to ramp up. Going to be talking about a lot of things today. Browns just signed Jack Conklin. We'll talk about what that means for the Brown and line and so many other contracts. And with the Browns, Browns got a shot to make the playoffs. Can they? What's the road? We'll go over that today. Are the Cavs the best team in the NBA? That's a great conversation to have because they are pretty much tied for first place, not in just the Eastern Conference, also in the league. We're going to go over here and we're going to go ahead and have our Browns versus Saints preview. And then after that, we're going to give our final thoughts. And then that's going to be today. What's going on, my guy, Mr. Herm J, man? How you doing today, dog?
What's going on, man? I'm feeling real good, man. It's a cold and snowy day, so it's going to be a snowy Christmas. So happy holidays to everybody. I hope everybody enjoy their Christmas. Be safe outside, safe traveling. And I'm looking forward to this weekend. A lot going on. You got, like you said, Browns can make the playoffs if they continue to win, and hopefully some other teams help us out in the process. And then, of course, we got the tradition of the NBA Christmas games that we always look forward to. So we definitely will get into that, man. So what we got today, man? I miss it here, man.
Yes, sir. All right. Well, let's not wait too much longer. Let's jump right in. So, breaking news from about an hour and a half ago, the Cleveland Browns just signed Jack Conklin, their right tackle, to an extension, 4 years, $60 million, 31 million guaranteed. This is on the cusp of Ethan Piocic came back to practice this week, and he's scheduled and listed to be active. Don't know if he will play, and if he does, what that has to do with the line. Um, so you got Ethan Piocic coming back. You still got Nick Harris, our center, coming back on the roster. You got Hudson, that's the right tackle, sitting behind Jack Conklin, and you always got that dynamic in Jedrick Wills. He hasn't been playing good. What do you think this extension? What do you think about the extension? Do you like the extension, and what do you think that does for other players, not only on the offensive line but on the team?
Yeah, man. I think it's a wonderful extension, actually, man. Anytime you can extend a offensive lineman on your team, that means he's doing well. Actually, he's doing well, and that solidifies that offensive line up front. I mean, the Browns over the last several years been known to have, if not the best offensive line in the entire league.
Mm-hmm.
We always had at least one or two Pro Bowls each year for the last several years. We got another one this year going to the Pro Bowl. So that's a great one to always solidify. And anytime you have a running back like Nick Chubb and a great backup runner like Hunt and a quarterback like Watson, you definitely want to have a solid offensive line up front, man. So hopefully continue to build that offensive line and hand out more extensions so we can solidify that offensive line and that chemistry up front so we won't lose that chemistry up front.
Yeah, and not to throw no shade at Jack Conklin, but this year he's been in real bad against the run. He
Hmm.
hasn't defended the run well. I think he's like number 59 amongst right tackles in the no, I think he rates his rating is like 59 or 63 or something like that amongst right tackles when it comes to run block. But his pass blocking is about 79.1, which is incredible. I say that to say this. Do you see the Browns starting to show you, like they about to start giving you the clues that this is about to go to a more pass heavy offense or more of a 50-50 split offense? Because I'm looking at this move and I'm saying, why did you give this man $31 million guaranteed? Forget this $60 million. Why did you guarantee this man pretty much 2 years of out of the four of his salary? Well, we all know Kareem Hunt might not be here. 9 times out of 10 won't be here next year. So that's freeing up what they pay him. He was 1 year what, $10 million.
Yeah,
He's gone. 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, that means Davian Clowney's gone. Um, this is the third year of John Johnson. He may be gone. So I think this contract signing shows me one thing, that the Browns are serious about making sure Deshaun Watson is becomes as successful as he possibly can.
for
And
sure.
they're not afraid to say, you know what, he may not be good in the running game, but we have Nick Chubb, we have Wyatt Teller, we have Joel Antonio, we got Piocic coming back, we got Nick Harris on his way back at the end of next season. Jedrick Wills is a work in progress, but we have the pieces to make sure that Jack Conklin can evolve as a run blocking tackle. But he's already good in the past. So, do you think that this means Kareem Hunt's gone?
Well, I think Kareem, like you said, I think Kareem Hunt is gone. We don't want Hunt to leave as Browns fans, but we
Right.
understand it's a business. We understand that Hunt has a passion for being that guy on the team. He's not selfish. He just understands his capability. So I just more so think that if Chubb didn't have the year that he is having, I don't think Conklin get the contract extension. I think Nick Chubb is helping his offensive line getting these extensions because that's one
Mm.
of the things they can feed off of when they go into these discussions and getting these negotiations for their contracts. Hey, Nick Chubb been a thousand yard rusher for the last several years. I do play a part in that, even though I'm not the best or the highest ranked right tackle in the league. Look at our running back still break off long runs. And if you look at it, maybe so they looking at it, hey, he break off majority of his runs on the right side. Who's on the right side? That's Conklin. So that's probably part of his argument when it's going into the negotiation process as well. But
Do, do you think Deshaun Watson had any type of say in Jack Conklin coming back?
yeah, man, I think he do. I think he do. I think it helps. It helps Watson, man, to continue to have a familiar offensive line in front of him. Of course, we can't sign everybody on offense and defense, but one of those you definitely want to keep at least 3 to 4 pieces on that offensive line secure going into each year for the quarterback purposes and keeping him upright.
Now I did. Now last little topic when it comes to the Browns and the restructuring of the players and stuff like that. There's been some murmurs, and I messaged you about this yesterday. There's been some murmurs that the Browns are seeking to maybe move a second round pick for Deshaun Watson's most popular and favorite target, and DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
Uh, that will be the deep threat we're looking for. It'd be huge to match him up with Coop, DPJ, David Njoku, and Nick Chubb with the familiarity of a top 10 pass quarterback in Deshaun Watson. What do you think the offense will look like with uh, DeAndre Hopkins, Amari Cooper, DPJ, receiving core? Do you think it'll be Do you think you will still be able to get Nick Chubb as a 1,400 yard runner still? Because you know Deshaun Watson probably gonna have like 4,500 yards next season. If you do go and get with D Hop or not, Deshaun Watson's going to be around 4,500 yards.
Yeah,
In my
man.
what I think.
Yeah, I think it. I mean, if we're able to get Hopkins, man, it's like how many weapons? It's not too many weapons is not a bad thing. It's never a bad thing. Having too many options is never a bad thing. It's like a
Mm-hmm.
buffet. You get what I'm saying? You don't want to go up there for one plate. You always want to go get your plate, come back, eat it,
Correct.
go get another plate for something else, man. So I think having that option is always a great thing, and you always want to add a lot of weapons around your quarterback. The more game plan that the opponent's defensive coach have to do for our offense is the better because they don't know who can attack us at any point of the game. So
Mm-hmm.
I think having a weapon and he's still an elite wide receiver to me, man. Even though he was suspended for well, not the entire year, but for a majority of the year, a good percentage of the year, he's still elite wide receiver to me, man. And I'm pretty sure that connection with him and Watson is still there. If we're able to get Hopkins, even I mean, a second round might be a little bit too high, some would say, But I mean, how many picks do we got right now? But like I said, he's an elite wide receiver, and man, what I mean, are we really gonna get a better player in the second round that's better than D Hopkins right now? Probably not.
For
So
sure not.
yeah, so I mean, for him being an elite wide receiver still, and him, we could bank on him having that connection still with Watson. Hey man, more weapons, more better for our offense, man. And it doesn't matter, man. We can. I'm pretty sure we got enough coaches, and as long as we winning, as long as we're winning, I think a lot of people won't be mad, and a lot of players on that offense won't be mad that they're not getting the ball.
Correct. So let's go take a time out, man. Let's take a time
Let's
out. What you
hit it,
got in
man. I'm
what's this
glad
what
you
you got
called
in
the
our first
timeout,
time out?
man. Hey,
What
I
you
was
got in our
ready for
first
that
time out
timeout.
today?
I was ready for that timeout, man, because this is one of the we got some good timeout topics today, man. I think it's good for us to talk about this because it's that time of the season for this timeout topic, man. We got a defensive player of the year and an offensive player of the year, man, coming up. I know a lot of not a lot of players out there. They had great seasons, man. They will have a great season. So it's that time of the year to start thinking about that, man. Who you got for your defensive player of the year and your offensive player of the year?
So defensive player of the year. I'm gonna have to take my bias out because I was gonna say Miles Garrett, but because he is leading the league, he's leading the league in win shares when it comes to single teams, double teams, and triple teams.
Yeah,
So he has the highest win share rate in the NFL. Uh, he has the highest hurry rate in the NFL. I'm not gonna be biased. I'm not gonna say Miles Garrett. I'm gonna
yeah,
go to Dallas, and I'm gonna talk about that second year kid out of Dallas, Michael Parsons, having an incredible year. He had an incredible year last year. He's just looking like he's just not gonna ever miss a beat. The Dallas Cowboys really have something out of Penn State and Michael Parsons. Is what they cultivated. And had to continue to have a top tier defense because what we've seen over the last 2 weeks from that Dallas Cowboys defense is not sufficient enough to the talent that they have on that team, and Michael
for
Parsons
sure.
is leading the way. So I believe Michael Parsons, if not Miles Garrett, is the defensive player of the year. And offensive player of the year, man, I'm gonna go back to what I said last week. Non-quarterback Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson is playing the best football on the offensive side of the ball of anybody that's not a quarterback in the NFL. And if Justin Jefferson doesn't get any MVP nods, um, if he doesn't get any MVP nods, he better win the offensive player of the year. If not on what he because he probably is the best offensive weapon in the 2023 season. I mean 2022 season.
Yeah, man. I have to agree with you on the defensive player of the year, man. I don't think people could say. I mean, T.J. Watt he lost some time this year. Miles Garrett for sure. He's always up there in the talks every year. It's just that right now nobody's on the defensive side is impacting their defense and impacting the game as much as Parsons right now over at the Cowboys, man. You could put him anywhere on the defensive line. You can line him anywhere up at linebacker. The way he's able to affect the game on defense, man. He's young, fast, quick, can bend, can cover. And once he get that ball, even when he get the ball in his hands, man, he still got some running back experience, man, coming back from his playing days at a young age, man. He's
Exactly.
able to do some things at that linebacker position that we haven't saw in a while. So, I mean, I think right now he's the front runner for that defensive player of the year. I noticed a quarterback friendly league, man, but right now I've been a fan of this guy since he's been at Alabama, as when he went to Oklahoma as well, man. Jalen
Jalen
Hurts, man.
Hurts.
Jalen
Jalen
Hurts right
Hurts.
now, man, is my guy right now, man. Just on the field, off the field, man, carries is a leader on the field and off the field, man. He's a leader in his community and putting up amazing numbers, putting up numbers that a lot of people didn't think he could put up this year. He's also in the talks of MVP, man. But just 1A and 1B, man. If it's 1B, I gotta go Patty Mahomes right now. Patty Mahomes. And
Mm.
also, man, I gotta add on to this, man. Travis Kelsey right now. Travis Kelsey
I mean,
is
but
I
is
get it. I
it?
get it. I get it.
But Trav had these seasons every year, and not the
But
pun. Listen, what I don't want to do is I don't want to be one of those pundits that punishes guys for
yeah,
being great consistently because because the greatness gets
right.
watered down, as they say. We see you be great too much. It's like it's a lid on you. But I would like to input on Travis Kelsey, bro. Travis is having a Trav year.
No, not really, man. Not really. If you look at the stats, man, he's having an unbelievable. I mean, he's already going to be in the Hall of Fame. But man,
Yeah. He's top three. He's top
just
three
for
tight ends
them
all
not
time right
having
now.
Tyreek Hill this year, and a lot of people didn't think they was going to put up the same numbers, and they didn't know how to act when Tyreek Hill was going to left. He took over as that number one guy, man, and the stats he putting up, man. I think he should definitely be in the MVP or Offensive Player of the Year talks as well, man. So we'll see, man. He's from
We'll
Cleveland, man.
see.
He's from Cleveland. I won't be mad, man,
Yeah.
if they give him one of those trophies, man, to bring home, man, straight out of the Cleveland area, man. So we're gonna see, man. Timeout over, man. What we got next, Coach?
So next on the slate, Browns making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Playoffs for these Browns. What does it look like? How do they get in? We about to break that down. So, first off, we're gonna go ahead and look at the money line and bet line on the Browns making the playoffs. The Browns are, if you are better, if you like the sports bet, the Browns are plus 1,800 on the odds to make the playoffs. So that's pretty much means if you bet $20, you win 360 if the Browns make the playoffs. What has to happen for the Browns need to make the playoffs? One of three teams has to lose out. Chargers, Dolphins, Ravens.
And you saying lose out? They have to lose every
out.
game.
They got to lose their last three games. Chargers, Dolphins, Ravens. One of those three got to lose out.
Okay.
Jets and Raiders both have to lose one game. Patriots have to lose 2 games. Browns of course have to win out. And the Jags, either the Jags or the Titans, they have to lose at least one game, but they cannot tie. Here's why. I went back and I just looked at everything and I had to go through. I seen this on the show this morning. I had to go through. The Ravens offense has been terrible since Lamar Jackson has left.
Okay. I agree.
Tyler Huntley is not playing well. He doesn't look well. The offense cannot move the ball. And they're not putting up points. They're averaging like 10 points a game since Lamar's went down. They have to play. They have a favorable matchup this week. They play I forgot I gotta look up who they play this week. But it's a favorable matchup. But they have to play the Steelers and the Bengals to end the season. Without Lamar, that's gonna be tough for them to do. So if somehow, some way, they lose this game this week, let's see what they look like. Let's see what they're looking like this week. If somehow, some way, they lose to the Falcons, they play the Falcons. That's a big ask for the Falcons, but right now the Falcons is playing for the division. The Falcons can still win the NFC South.
Yeah.
Sadly to say, at 5-9, they can still win the NFC South, so they're coming to play for something. If the Ravens mess around and lose this game, and then you got to go to Pittsburgh without Lamar, and they're playing for something still. Then you got to go to Cincy and play the Bengals, who's trying to play for a first round bye. It's logical that the Ravens could lose a game. They can lose the last 3 because remember last year they went into week 14 8-3. Lamar gets hurt. The second time we played them, they lost 5 straight games.
Mm-hmm.
You start to see the same cycle this season. So you got the Jets and the Raiders. Raiders got to play the Chiefs, and Raiders got to play the Chiefs and the Chargers to end the season. They're going to lose one of those. We just need them to lose one. Jets got the Dolphins and somebody else. They can lose one. And they just lost last night, too. So the Jets is looking like a dumpster fire of a team right now. I think they're going to lose at least one. Now, the Patriots. Now, you looking at the Patriots and you say, man, they're not going to lose 2 games.
Who they got, man? It's Cincinnati, right?
Listen to what they have. They have Cincinnati this weekend.
Right.
They got the Dolphins next weekend. They got the Bills the weekend after that.
That's a tough schedule, man.
They got to just lose 2. Mac Jones isn't playing well. The defense is kind of shaky right now, and Stevenson cannot run the ball.
Well, Stevenson been running that peel, but that last game I saw last week and how they lost that game, I think that's gonna take an emotional toll on them, and they about to hit a tumbling snowball down, man. And I think
Especially Cincy, Miami, and Buffalo.
that's tough, man.
That's a tall
That's
task, bruh.
that's tough.
That's a tall
That's
task.
tough, man. We're
And
gonna definitely
then
see on that one.
and then the Jags and the Titans. I think the Titans is about to lose out, so I'm not worried about them. So I really believe the Jags is gonna win the AFC South. So whoever has the better, whoever wins the South probably won't go to the playoffs. 9 times out
Agree
of
on
10.
that.
And on top of that, they play each other to end the season. So that game is probably gonna be for the division and who's not gonna make the playoffs. So if you break it down, the road to the playoffs for the Browns isn't far fetched. But of
We need a lot of
course,
help. We need a
but
lot of
of
help.
course, they
Yeah.
have to win also. You got to beat the Saints in a favorable game for you because you got a warm weather team that plays in the dome, which is weird. Uh, Coming to Cleveland when it's going to be literally negative 20 degrees with the
Oh,
wind
it's gonna
chill.
be cold.
They come to DC to play the Commanders. The Commanders looking good, but if the defense can play well, we can put up points against their defense because Chase Young is not scheduled to play next week either.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Can you sweep the Steelers to end the season? That's probably going to be the game where they're going to be 8-8. We're going to be 8-8. Who's going to get to 9-8? And that's probably going to be like, all right, whoever gets to 9-8 goes to the playoffs. What do you think? You see the Browns out of all the stuff that we just went through? Do you see them surging? And if they surge with no home game after this weekend, how do you think they fare?
I think if we got a percentage to make the playoffs, it's always a good chance we will. Now, with the remaining schedule that we have, we are in a favorable winning out. I'm okay with New Orleans coming up to Cleveland, playing in off the lake with that wind blowing like that. They're not ready for it. I don't think they're ready. I really don't understand. I don't think they're understanding what's about to happen tomorrow when they step on that field. I really don't. I don't think they're ready for that. Their mental is probably gonna be pretty much gone. So I think I stepped outside today. I'm like, no, I'm going. Like, it wasn't even a chance. You can't even pay me to go outside.
And I
Right
thought
now.
it was cold. I thought it was cold here, bruh.
Man, look,
I looked
hey,
at the Cleveland temperature. It said high of 49, but it's 0 degrees right now.
hey, I
I
tried to
said,
start my
oh
car up. My car said, no, baby boy, what you doing? What you doing? We no, this is not what we planned for today. This is not what we doing today. So,
no.
hey, if you coming from the South to come up to play football, it's gonna be a dogfight. So I think we got tomorrow one for sure. Next week, we definitely got with the Commanders for sure. That's a winnable game, easily. Even though their defense is looking pretty well, I don't trust their offense as much against our defense. But their defense play hard and strong, so we definitely got to make sure we put up some numbers on that game. I just don't trust their offense enough right now, so I think that's a winnable matchup. And of course, the Steelers is a winnable matchup, man. We got the Steelers numbers recently, man. So we definitely can win out with that. Now, of course, we got to sit back and just watch everybody else unfold like we need to unfold, man. I really think we can make the playoffs. And I didn't believe you at first, man, when you said that several weeks ago, man. You was like, hey, can we go on? You said, can we win out? I was like,
I
maybe.
said 6-0. I was wrong.
Yeah. Hey, well,
But
we still,
5-1.
yeah,
But
it's pretty
5-1.
close. It's pretty close. It's pretty
And what did
close,
I say
man.
earlier? What did I say earlier on our first podcast? If you go back and watch, I said at the beginning of the year, I said to get into the AFC playoffs, you was going to have to win a minimum of 11 games.
Yeah.
But because all of these teams in the AFC is so good, and the schedulers just schedule every single top tier AFC team playing each other this year, a 9-8 record can get you in. Now, here's the kicker for me. If we get into the playoffs at 9-8 with absolutely no tiebreakers and a losing conference record, oh my God, can't nobody tell me nothing. We go to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah, man, it's in our favor. I don't want to say it's in our favor because we gotta make sure other teams lose and do their part in getting us into the playoffs. But we definitely can win out. That's no doubt. We can win out. We gotta take care of our job.
Because if you look at it and you play the odds, and let's say the Ravens lose out. I'm looking at it right now. Let's say the Ravens lose out, the Chargers and the Dolphins stay in, you put the Jags in the place of the Titans, and everything else stays the same. You got the Bills at the number 1, playoffs throughout the a home field throughout the playoffs. We would have to go to Kansas City
Yeah.
again, but this time in the divisional round with the surgeon with an offense that's getting better with Deshaun Watson, with the Deshaun Watson that's getting better. That's 3 weeks. It's 3
And I
weeks.
think Kansas City can under if you're able to get that far and get against Kansas City, I think Kansas City gonna take us lightly and we could beat them. Because I think Kansas City had our number for a couple years now. And then now they're thinking, hey, man, they looking forward to the Bills, man. Everybody know what's going forward. Like
Bills, Chiefs, Bengals. Bills, Chiefs, Bengals. You can
that's
pick
it,
two of
man.
those three. Pick two of
Yeah,
those
man. It's
three, and that's
they
your
like
NFC
ain't
championship.
nobody really worried about nobody else, man, around the league. They're like, look, those three right now is up there. So I think if we able to get one of those matchups, man, I think they're gonna underestimate us, man, and we can definitely pull away a win though. So
Now, before we go to a timeout, it's only 2 teams in the AFC that I do not want the Browns. If they make the playoffs, I don't want the Browns to play in the first round because it's a loss. I won't even lie to you. I don't know why I feel this way, but it's a loss.
ooh, no one circled the wagon like the Buffalo Bills.
We're not going. I don't know. Nobody want to go Buffalo. I for damn sure don't want to go to Buffalo. Don't nobody want to go fuck with the Bills Mafia. It's been snowing for 7 months straight in Buffalo.
Man,
Don't
they
nobody
different,
want to go
man.
to Buffalo.
That boy Allen is playing crazy right now, and I hate to be a DC going against Allen, but what's those teams you got, man?
I do not want to go back to Cincinnati.
You don't want to go back to Cincinnati.
I do not want to go to Cincinnati. It's too much. It's too much. We split the season. They at home. They playing hot. We playing hot. I just don't like. Everybody expects Myles Garrett to just wreck the game, and it's gonna be the.
Yeah,
I don't trust it. I don't trust it. And another team I don't want to go see. I don't want to go play the Chargers. Here's why.
that's
For
tough.
some reason, Joe Woods. It's just because Joe Woods is probably just a
Man,
bad
Joe was
defensive coordinator.
Uncle Joe is Uncle Joe, man.
It may just be because he's a bad defensive coordinator. But Joe Woods can't figure out Justin Herbert. He can't figure out Jay Herbert. He can't because for the past 2 seasons when he's played Justin Herbert has over 350 yards and
And
4
that boy
touchdowns.
goes Super Saiyan.
And then the next game, Justin Herbert got 210 and 2 picks. But for some reason, whenever he plays Joe Woods, he goes for 350 plus and 3
for sure.
touchdowns plus. I don't want to see those 3 teams if you go to the playoffs. I don't mind going to see the Chiefs at Arrowhead because I honestly think like the Bengals, we match up well with the Kansas City Chiefs. They are a pass heavy offense. We're a pass stopping defense. We rank in the top 10 when it comes to pass defense. They can't stop the run.
No,
we run the ball.
That's it. They can't stop the run. That was one of the things that we definitely got over on them. So I think,
and now we have a better quarterback than we did the last time. I've been saying this. I said this. I told you this. 70 to 80% Deshaun Watson beats a 100% Baker Mayfield going into Kansas City any day. I will take a 70% Deshaun Watson at his 70% skill level going into Kansas City playoff game than a 100% healthy 2020 revitalized Baker Mayfield any day.
Hey man, it definitely give us a good chance, man. Anytime. Well, man, look, let's be forward with it, man. Our offense should be able to compete with any defenses out there.
It should.
It should be able to, man. So I'm not worried about that. And no, I agree with those teams that you pick, man. Look, pick your poison, man. Right? It's like, man, do we want to go here? Do we want to hear? It's like, let's go to Arrowhead. Like I see.
Like, where do you want to go?
Yeah, hey, we're gonna do something. We might as well go to the Arrowhead and go ahead and see what we can do again. Because we have the opportunity. We had the opportunity to beat a couple of those teams, actually, man. But I think we smelt the dub against KC. We smelt the dub, man, and
I
we
still
almost had.
smell it.
Yeah, man. So we was
Twice. We
definitely.
should
Hey,
have beat them
I
twice.
wouldn't, I wouldn't mind going to see them, man, if we make the playoffs, man. Hey, why not? Why not swing it back around with a different QB, man? And
Let's see what
they can't
happened.
stop the run, man. And that's what's up, man. Timeout, man. Timeout.
What you got?
Timeout,
What
man.
you got for number two
Timeout, man.
timeout? Second timeout.
Hey,
What you got?
so this one, man, I know I'm a huge boxing fan. I'm still learning, the game of boxing on my end, but I love watching boxing, man. I know you are a boxing fan as well. One of the, I don't want to say up and coming boxers because he's been in the game in a while, but one of the most exciting boxers right now is Tank Davis. Out of your area, man, out of there, man. Out of what's the
Yeah.
Maryland, right? He out of
He's
Maryland, right?
he's a Baltimore native. I know where his gym ain't too far from
Yeah,
my house. His
yeah,
gym is
man.
right
So
on his
he out of
right on
there.
the edge. It's close to my
Right in
house.
that area, man. And of course, for a long period of time, he been under Mayweather Promotions, man. And everybody thought, that's Floyd protege, man. And he's the next, of course, everybody want to say the next Floyd. But right now, man, what you think about him leaving Mayweather Promotions and doing basically what Floyd, I think, is going on his own, man, and venture it all, see how he can do it on his own.
I think is a predictable move because if you look at his mentor and Mayweather, when Mayweather started rolling, when Mayweather got hot, after Mayweather beat Sugar Shane Mosley, he didn't want to be looked at Pretty Boy Floyd no more because that was the only way that he was getting looked at on what was it? Oscar De La Hoya's and the Oscar De La Hoya was still fighting.
Yeah.
So he was never gonna get that 100 million, 150, $200 million payday under Oscar De La Hoya. Tank is just doing the same thing that Mayweather did, and it's smart money. I'm
Yeah.
all for black athletes making moves like Lamar Jackson to get their money and keep their money. That's what Tank doing. Tank said, you know what? All right, big bro. I appreciate you everything you've done to me. You've made me a 50, $60 million a fight boxer, but I know I can reach that 100. I know I got the capabilities, and the only way for me to do it is to just bet on myself. And it's good. And it's gonna be good for the sport of boxing, especially in what I think is the deepest weight class in boxing, the welterweight division. When you look at fights that he's gonna have to fight now. He can't run from these fights anymore. He's about to fight Devin Haney. Has to. He's
Yeah.
getting ready to fight Ryan Garcia. Has to. The Russian, his name is too long for me to say it, but he's a dog. He's gonna have to fight that fight. Like he's gonna have to go. He's gonna have to fight. Who else is in the welterweight division that I like? The Garcia. He's getting ready to fight. He might beat him. He probably gonna beat him, but he ain't no slouch either. So that welterweight division is so large.
Right.
It's so profound. You have at least 15 boxers that are good, but you probably got 5 that are elite.
For
And
sure.
those 5 that are elite haven't fought each other yet. But you're going to probably see those fights starting. You're going to see like Devin Haney go and say, you know what, I want to leave top ranked. I want to do this myself
Right.
because he's
And
that big of a boxer. Devin Haney is not as big of a boxer as Tank because he doesn't win in Tank fashion with knockouts and stuff like that. Devin Haney's more so the boxer that Mayweather was. He gonna
yeah.
beat you off style points. Oh, he could drop you because he got a hell of a left hook, but he gonna beat you on points.
Yeah, for sure.
So you gonna have these. You got to see the match and just Tank Davis is just getting in front of the money before the money get here. That's all he doing, and it's a
Yeah.
smart move for him,
I
man. I'm
think I think
proud.
it's a
I'm
smart. I
proud
think it's
of
a
him.
smart move for him. Yeah, I think it's a smart move for him. And of course, everybody wants to do what Floyd Mayweather did, if not better. And they understand like a lot of people is okay with staying with the promoters that they hire or start off with, man. Or some of them just want to take a risk, man, and go on
Mm-hmm.
their own, man, and just do what they need to do and earn it that way and market themselves. I think boxing is one of those sports where if you market yourself or you become that icon, man, you can make a lot of money. And I think he's able to do that, and I'm excited for him, man. And I know he's nothing really changed from the boxer standpoint. He's still gonna do what he got to do in the ring and train like he has to train.
Right.
So I'm excited for him, man, and I
I'm
want to
happy
see
he
where
made
it
that
goes from there.
move. That's a
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a good move for him. I'm
yeah.
glad he
So
made that
we
move.
definitely gonna see it, man. Timeout over, man. Coach Tone Lev, what we got next, man?
All right, let's jump into the next topic. Let's jump into quarter three. Um, is the Cavs the best team in the NBA? Let's go over some things before we jump in it. I don't want to. I
Run, me,
don't want
run
to.
some, hey, run some numbers by. I got the Cavs thing too. I got the
I
Cleveland.
don't
I
want
got
to
the
be a
Cleveland joint on
bias.
right
I
now,
don't want to
man.
be a biased fan. But let's run through some numbers.
Let's run through some numbers, man. I can let you know.
Cavs are on a 6-game win streak. They just beat the Bucks after they lost to them twice in Milwaukee. They came
Yeah,
to Cleveland, got a valuable win. They play the Raptors tonight in Cleveland. They have the league best 17-2 record at home. They are the number one defensive team when it comes to points per game. So the defense allows the least amount of points per game of any defense in the league. Their fifth opponent shooting percentage. So opponents have the fifth lowest shooting percentage when they play them. They have a pretty they have a pretty low assist to turnover ratio at a 1.5. That was 23rd in the league. They're also 23rd in the league in points per game at 110.9. But right now they're currently tied for first place. And this weekend tonight is actually going to be huge for the Cleveland Cavaliers. If they win tonight, the Nets win tonight, and I think the Bucks lose tonight or something like that, then the Cavs will be tied for the number one record in the entire NBA. You're looking at a team that's not even fully healthy yet because Ricky Rubio is not even in the fold yet.
right.
He's just now walking back in. What when Ricky Rubio sitting Darius Garland down and letting him get some time? We already know what Ricky Rubio can do for this offense when he's playing because you've seen it last year. What do you like about this Cavs team? And can this Cavs team or is this Cavs team tops in the NBA?
I think, putting our Cleveland bias aside, there are, if I go to the top of my head right now, you have, and this is just East and West, you
Mm-hmm.
have the Bucks can compete for a championship. The
Mm-hmm.
Celtics can compete for the championship.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Denver can compete for the championship.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who else I'm missing? Memphis Grizzlies, if they're fully healthy, they compete for the championship. Also
The
the
Nets.
the Nets, they're on a good win streak right now.
Mm-hmm.
Warriors, as of right now, people are gonna say no to the Warriors, but at the end of the day, I still feel like they can make a run mid to end of the season to have still be in the conversation. You have to have them in the
And Steph ain't
conversation.
played. And
Yeah,
Steph ain't played.
you
So
have to have a
he been injured.
conversation for the Warriors because they was defending champions. So with that being said, the Cavaliers to be the top player, to be the top team right now, East and West, you got to at least have an MVP candidate. I think we have that in Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell averaging about almost 30 points a game. We haven't saw that since LeBron. All right. And it's a sneaky 30 at that. It's a sneaky 30. And also teams don't understand the weapons we have for the Cavs. And also to be one of the top teams in the NBA, not just the East. The
Mm-hmm.
Cavs have the best home record at
In the
17-2.
league.
What
In
is
the
it?
league.
What is it again?
17 after they beat the Bucks, it went to 17-2.
Now, we used to say we play the Raptors. The Raptors been giving us issues. The
Yeah.
Raptors have been giving us issues.
We lost to them in Toronto earlier this year.
Yes. So I think the Cavs, if they're a top 3 as of right now, I think they're
Mm-hmm.
top 3. I can really say that sincerely in my heart right now. They're a top 3 NBA team, and the reason why I say they're top 3 is because I saw them beat the top teams in the NBA so far.
Mm-hmm.
I saw them beat the
Yeah.
top teams in the NBA so far. So on any given night, if you put us in a 7-game series, that means we can definitely win the 7-game series because we beat all the teams already. So it's not. I mean, we beat all the top teams already, so it's not hard like we can't beat them. So if we could stay healthy, we got a defensive anchor. All right, we got an
Mm-hmm.
MVP. We have a great point guard, which you need in the A to make a nice little run, and he can score. He's a deadly shooter. He's an all-star. He's a all last year as well. Jared Allen's an all-star. Chris Love is an upcoming scorer as well. He's that slasher we need. Kevin Love is a great leader. He's been there before, so he can definitely lead the younger team to another run. Coming off the bench, scoring at a high rate, 3-point percentage is still good. You have a young Evan Mobley that's still growing, still learning the game, a defensive person as well, and is able to put the ball in the rim. So I think we're looking pretty good, man. And like I said, we're top 3. And I only see only reason I'm saying we're top 3 and not 1 is because 1, we beat every top team there is, but we still have a lot to prove. So
well, guess what? Guess what? The top 3 teams in the NBA are the Bucks, Celtics, and Cavs. So that's huge because we beat the Celtics.
Exactly.
We beat the Bucks. The Sixers are at 8. We beat the Sixers. The Nets are at 6. Did we beat the Nets?
Yeah.
We beat the Nets. Let me see. Let me slide back. Let me slide back. November. No, we haven't played the Nets yet.
We haven't played the Nets yet? I thought we beat the Nets.
No, we haven't played the Nets yet. So we, like you, to your point, we've played the top teams and we beat the top teams. We beat the Mavs in Dallas, might I add. We beat the Jazz. And the Jazz is what?
The Jazz is up there too on the west side.
Jazz is 13 in the league. Number 7 in the Western Conference. We beat the Knicks. Well, we lost to the Knicks. We beat the Sixers.
Did we play the Denver Nuggets yet? That's my question. Did we play Denver Nuggets?
Did we play? I think we did. I remember. I think we did. Let me see.
I don't know if we played a different.
No, we ain't played them yet. We ain't played them yet.
So that'd be interesting what the matchup would be like. But we don't got to worry about them team anyway if we make it to the playoffs. So, but that's just be one of those teams that we can test our how far we have came, or how far we have gotten since to this point. So we definitely top in the league. I think if we're not the top team, we definitely top 3, like I said. So I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I think we a little over the first quarter of the season, so it's kind of too hard to tell who's the best team in the NBA because, like you said, you always got those teams in late January, early February that come out of nowhere. That's what happened to the Grizzlies 2 years ago. Ja Morant just got the ball and out of nowhere, and they just remember last year for a good amount of time the Grizzlies was the number 1 team. They had the number 1 seed in the West. They were playing well ball, but then injuries happen, and other teams that were better than them caught up to them, and walked them down to the playoffs. But I honestly see this team getting so good that they stay in the top 3 positions throughout the rest of the season, and not only the Eastern Conference but the league. This team is just well put together. Here are the stats for the top 5 performers on the team. Darius Garland is averaging 20 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists, and 1 steal. Donovan Mitchell, 30 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. Evan Mobley, 15, 9, and 2. Karis LeVert, 12, 3, and 4. Jared Allen, 14 and 10.
That's 3 all-stars, man. You got Jared Allen, Donovan Mitchell, and then, of course, DG. I think those 3 solidify the Eastern Conference, not Eastern All-Stars team as well, man. I think.
Yeah. And you know what was real interesting to me when I was watching that Bucks game? I've been sitting here preaching. We need a perimeter defender for players like Giannis, and Jason Tatum, things like that. Well, yeah, Giannis had 40, but
Giannis gonna get his.
Giannis gonna get his, but they was pushing Jared Allen out there on the perimeter to guard Giannis. He was making stuff tough for him. Giannis just Giannis, bro. He gonna make those tough shots. Yeah. But guess what? What I loved about it was you was able to pull your perennial middle paint defender out to guard perimeter player, and you didn't lose the integrity of the paint.
And that's what our team brings, man. The Cavaliers has the flexibility to anybody can match up. Chris LeVert can match up with a point guard, shooting guard, small forward. Donovan Mitchell, he's not known as a great defender, but he's not scared to defend. You know, and you got DG, he's gonna definitely guard. You know, DG is pretty sure is up there in the steal category as well. And then you got Mobley, man. He can go 1 through 5 with his
And
range
that's and,
and his
and that's
length.
the and that's the X factor piece that I honestly say if Mobley develops over the course of this season, I honestly can believe that Mobley's the piece that gets us to the finals, whether it be this year, next year, or the year after. Once Mobley kicks into that next year and you start to see his growth and he develops, which he's really doing,
Yeah,
I'm telling you, bro, this team is gonna be better and better
I'm excited.
because I was watching. Yeah, they do ISO ball sometimes, but the majority of the time they run a pick and rolls. Majority of the time they shooting the ball all over the place. They playing team ball. Like Donovan Mitchell doesn't have to pound the rock like LeBron had to back in the day. Like it was
Right.
a specific play where Darius Garland was coming down court. Donovan Mitchell on the wing asking for the ball. Darius Garland like, no, we good. Him and Jared Allen go into pick and roll action. Oop to Allen. We down the court. Everything good. Donovan Mitchell didn't touch the ball one time.
Yeah, man, that's the flexibility of our team that we have. Anybody can be a threat at any given night. Everybody is dialed in. Man,
It's
Biggerstaff
fun.
is doing. He's up there for the coach of the year right now.
He was
Biggerstaff
up there.
is.
He was up there last year.
Yeah, so
He's
I
a
mean,
great
he
coach,
got them
man.
young boys. He got them young boys going. Love is continuing to be a leader. Seti is being a leader, of course, because he's a veteran on the team.
Yeah,
So
JD been around for a minute.
hey, man, you know, he's doing his thing, man, and I appreciate him for that as well, man. So I'm excited, man. Excited, man. Time out, man. Time out.
Time out. Let's go.
Good,
Let's get
good
to
to
this
talk about
last
these
time out.
Cavs, man. Last time out of this session, man. What we got right now? We got the NBA, man. We got the NBA switching off. Let's see what we got. What do we have for timeout this time?
Christmas schedule.
Christmas schedule. Threw me off. I'm thinking we just got done talking about the Cavs, so it threw me off a little bit.
So we yeah.
So,
We gonna get
Christmas
off the
schedule.
cast. We gonna get off the cast and we gonna roll right into the timeout with the Christmas schedule. So you got Sixers and Knicks. The odds got Sixers plus 1.5. Well, Sixers 1.5. Who you taking?
Sixers, man. Sixers. I got the Sixers, man. I
Mm-hmm.
think Joel Embiid, he loved playing on Christmas. The traditional
Yeah.
Christmas, so they always like him to show up. I think the Sixers. I think Harden gonna put on the show as well. So I got the Sixers.
He been playing decent ball lately.
Yeah, man. He been doing what I mean, Harden do that during the regular season, man. The
But
real question mark was
he
the
he
real question
disappeared.
mark
He's a
was can
disappearing
he.
act in April and May.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
it
man.
is.
That's the real question mark, man. So we're gonna definitely see. And then who we got next?
Lakers Mavs. They got the Mavs got the odds by 8. I'm going Mavs.
Where's
The
it at? Home
Lakers.
or away? Lakers are
It's in Dallas. Lakers is about to
in
get
Dallas.
trounced. I got
No,
Luca
man.
getting. I got
Give
Luca.
me Brian. Give me Brian, man, on Christmas Day, man. It's his birthday. What is birthday today? Is Brian
No,
birthday today?
his birthday the 30th.
The 30th? Oh, well, yeah, man. Give me Brian, man. Brian in December on Christmas, man. Come on, man. Gotta go with Brian
Man,
on
Mavs about
Christmas
to.
Day.
I got
No,
Mavs by.
man.
I got Mavs got the spread at 8. I got Mavs by 11.
Oh man, you gotta go. I'm going Brown on Christmas Day, man.
Bucks
Get
Celtics.
your
Celtics by 5. Celtics is favored by 5. Bucks Celtics.
where we at? Home or away? Where we at?
It's in Boston.
Boston. Give me Jason Tatum, man. Jason Tatum probably gonna go for 35 plus, man. 35
I'm gonna
plus.
take Celtics. I'm gonna take Celtics too.
Man. Jason Tatum, man. He's balling right now. He got that mentality right now. Another MVP candidate, man. He's carrying. I don't want to say he's carrying the Celtics team because they got a lot of they got a lot of players over there, but he's the leader of that team right now, man. He's the Harden of that team. So give me the Celtics, man.
Grizzly Warriors. I'm gonna take Grizzly because Ja Morant always go off on the Warriors, and you don't have Steph. And it's Grizzly plus it's in Oracle or whatever the new arena is called. But Grizzlies is favored by 4.
Nah, man. Give me the Warriors, man. Give me the
Oh, you
Warriors,
just
man.
going against the grain. I'm taking
I think
Grizz. Ew.
I think Morant gonna have a heavy stat line though. I think he can go triple double. I just think
Mm-hmm.
that boy Poole. I think Poole. I'm not saying he's Steph Curry, but he can definitely feel a little bit
He
of
can
those
score.
shoes.
He can score the
Yeah.
basketball.
I think the young stars on the Warriors going to show up, and I think they'll be able to pull it out. It's gonna be in Golden State. It's definitely they're trying to make it a quote unquote rivalry game, which is not even close to be considered a rival, but it's definitely gonna be
Not at
fun
all.
to watch. It's gonna be fun to watch. So give me the Warriors, all right.
And then you got Suns, Nuggets. They got Nuggets at 3.5.
Man,
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Nuggets, bro.
give me the joke all day, man. Come on, man. That
I'm
man is
taking
on
Nuggets.
fire right now, man.
I'm taking
Man,
Nuggets.
look, my man's can barely jump over paper, man, but he's putting up 45, 10 to 10, man. He don't even got to do too much.
Well,
He
he's 7. He's 7'6", and he can shoot. So
Man, hey look, he's not the most explosive athlete, man, but he's getting it done on the court. His IQ is high, man. He knows his teammates, he knows his game, he knows
hmm
the game. And man,
hmm
he back-to-back MVPs, man. And I think he's gonna ball out against the Celtics, man. Not even close, yo.
got you. All right. Let's jump into our last topic, overtime, and then we done for the day.
Let's get it, man. What we got,
Let's
man?
go. You go first. Browns, Saints, preview, predictions. I want scores, individual player highlights, who you think gonna show up. Uh and will the Browns keep their playoff hopes alive?
Okay, so Browns definitely over the Saints. Last week I was definitely off on my scoring. I said 31-28 Browns. I was kind of high. Oh no. Yeah, I did say 31-28 Browns. I was kind of high. We still got the dub, but I was kind of high on that. This week, I think it's another low scoring game.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's another low scoring game, but I'm gonna go 17-28 Browns.
Ooh.
17-28 Browns. I think the breakout player for the game will be Nick Chubb, my
Mm-hmm.
favorite Cleveland Brown. The best running back in the league, Nick Chubb. I think he's going to go over 120 yards, 2 touchdowns. Defensive wise, man, I think this is my guy, man. I think Myles Garrett is going to have 3.5 sacks tomorrow. I think he's going to have a monster game, man. I think he's going to have 3.5 sacks, a strip fumble as well, man. I think he's going to.
Mm.
And look, and I don't give Myles that much credit, man, but I really think, man, I think he knows Andy Dalton pretty well. And
You
I
think
think
are you looking at it in the cold too?
yeah, man, it's in the cold, man. I think he's gonna have a breakout game, and a lot of talk's been going around the league. I'm pretty sure he listened to the noise a little bit about, you know, him, TJ Watt, and all this other noise he getting about being the best pass rusher, best defensive player in the league. And people giving him feedback like, no, it's really TJ Watt, Aaron Donald, and all this other stuff. And he got fastest person to sack record and all this stuff. So I think he's going to go out there and dominate, man. So I think that's what we got. And as the Browns continue to win out and try to make it to the playoffs.
Okay, that's some good joints. So I got Browns. I got Browns 19. No, I got Browns 20. Saints 10. I think you're gonna get one touchdown from Deshaun Watson, one touchdown from Nick Chubb, 2 field goals from K. York, even with the wind conditions being that. I'm with you on Chubb 120. I actually had him at 132 on 25 carries for one touchdown. With you with Miles, not 3.5 sacks. I'm gonna go Miles for 2. I think Deshaun Watson is gonna have a pretty good game. I think they're gonna throw the ball maybe 22 to 25. I say he goes 18 for 25. He's gonna be efficient for about 230. One touchdown, no picks. He's gonna really rip the ball around there. Coop gonna have a good game. I think the defense is gonna come out. One tidbit: the Saints do not have Jarvis Landry or Chris Olave playing in this game. So our
Yeah, man.
secondary should light it up. They should have a good one. They should eat. They should fly around. I
Our
don't want to
defense should
hear.
dominate tomorrow, man.
I don't want to hear none of this. They didn't have their two best receivers, so we couldn't adjust to the game plan that they was putting on the field. I promise you, if I hear that, I'm driving to Berea and I'm slapping the shit out of the defensive backs coach. Okay?
Hey,
I
man,
don't
they
want
gonna
to hear
be
none of
ready, man.
that.
They gonna be ready.
They don't have Michael Thomas. They don't have Jarvis Landry. They don't have Chris Olave. The only weapon that Andy Dalton has right now is Alvin Kamara, who has not been playing well this season. He had a good game last week, but overall, Alvin Kamara has been having a below average season to his standards. So I believe the Browns win 20-10. It's gonna look good. It's gonna be a fun game. Nice, windy, cold game below negative one, well, below 1 degrees with wind chill and stuff like that. So we almost out of here. We got to go to the overtime.
Overtime, man. What's your thoughts,
Final
man?
thoughts. You go ahead first, man.
All right.
Final thoughts. What you got? What you got?
Hey, man. With everything's going around with these new contracts, and I know a lot of talk's been going on. One of the big players right now is Lamar Jackson and the Ravens talking about his contract extension. I know that he wanted to end the contract talks when the season started. He won't continue to talk about that until after the season. He's injured right now. You can see how bad the offense really needs Lamar Jackson to be a part of this organization. It brings back memories when one of my favorite quarterbacks right now is Dak Prescott. When he was in his contract talks with the Dallas Cowboys and it's going back and forth, and they was offering him, he said no, and he made over, they say no, going back and forth until eventually, man, he had that gruesome leg injury,
Mm-hmm.
and he was having a great, great, great year. And with that being said, the Dallas Cowboys from that injury on, they struggled the entire season that year. And they with Dak Prescott, they probably could have made the playoffs, man. But without him, man, they struggled. It goes that I swing everything back to around this, man. One of my favorite sayings is God will break your heart only to blow your mind. Dak
Mm.
Prescott got his heart broken with that injury, but he ended up getting the contract he needed and he was asking for, and he got his mind blown by that. So with that being said, Ravens, as you can see, you need Lamar Jackson.
No, you
Pay the
don't.
man.
No, you don't. No.
pay the man. And Lamar, you said,
Somebody else outside the AFC, pay that man. Ravens, you don't need
hey,
to pay
Lamar
him.
Jackson, go get your bag, man. Go get your bag. I love seeing players at that caliber, man, getting paid. Go get your bag, man. If that's with the Ravens, that's with the Ravens. But that's another team. That's with the other team. But hey, Ravens, if he's there, he's want to be there. Pay him, man. As you can see, you really need him, man. So that's my thoughts, man, on the overtime.
Yeah, man. Lamar, if you listening to this, if you want any input on what you should do, go to the NFC.
Hey,
Preferably
get
the
him.
NFC South, where somebody with a 7-10 record is about to win the division.
Hey, he could.
Go
Hey,
ahead,
that's
go
not
on
a
down
bad
there
look
to the
for him.
Saints. You play indoors. It's hot. You're down the street from Miami because they're not. I would say go to Miami, but they're in the AFC. Don't want you in the AFC.
Yeah.
Get up out of here. Too much competition. We need to get elite quarterbacks out. Get them out. So my overtime, my last thought is for another year and many years, the Browns are sending multiple players to the Pro Bowl without a playoff berth. We got Miles Garrett, of course, who had 13 and a half sacks. He leads the league with carries, win shares against double teams, triple teams. Bentonio, who is one of the best guards in the league, and Nick Chubb, who is the best running back in the league. They're all going well deserved. They're all going. But is it beneficial for us to celebrate Pro Bowlers when it seems like the season isn't where it's supposed to be. I believe that everybody should be celebrated for their good deeds. Everybody should be celebrated for the excellence that they play on that they exude on the field. But at some point, we as fans got to look at this and say, "All right, enough with the pats on the back, man. Come on, fellas, we got to get these dubs. We should not be sitting here at 6-8 going into week 16 saying, "Oh, we got 3 Pro Bowlers, but we need one of 3 teams to lose out. 2 of 2
I
teams to
agree.
lose 1 game and 1 team to lose 2 games."
I'm tired of doing that.
We should be further along in our process. Well, I'm not going to say that. We shouldn't be further along in our process because we have a new quarterback. We got some change. Got to make some changes in the special teams unit and defensive unit. But congratulations to Miles, Joel, and Nick for making it to another Pro Bowl. I think that's 3 years in a row for all of them. I don't think Miles Garrett has missed a Pro Bowl yet. Neither has Nick Chubb. So congrats to them. Let's go Browns. Let's make this push. Let's go Patriots. Lose 2. Let's go Ravens. Just let Lamar go. Lose out.
Hey man, hey, it's the season of giving, man. So them other teams that we need to lose, man, go ahead and give us a present, man. Make it happen for us, man,
You ain't even
so we
gotta
can
wrap
get
it
there.
up. Just drop it
Not,
off. Don't even
yeah,
wrap it up. Just
that's
drop it off
it,
at the
man.
front door.
I'm
Ring the
tired of
doorbell. Leave.
I'm tired of hearing about these Cincinnati Bengals and these Ravens and these Steelers about their history and all that other stuff,
Let's
man.
start making some of
Let's
our
go
own.
and let's get us in there, man, and make something happen, man.
Yes, sir. Well, that's our time on the Overtime Sportscast. We had a blast today. We talked everything,
Great
Brian.
show,
We
man.
talked about the Cavs. We just had a good time today. And thank you guys for tuning in. If you're watching this after the live show, comment, like, subscribe, share. Help us to grow our channel. Help us to, be able to do this full time and just talk sports every day. Cleveland sports, that is. My name is Tone Lev. That's Herm J. This is the Overtime
Yes,
Sportscast.
sir.
And until next time,
Stay true, stay you. Follow us on all social things, man. Instagram and Twitter, man. Happy holidays to
Merry
you. Enjoy
Christmas. There
family
we go.
time.
That's a
Stay
good one.
safe. Merry
Go
Christmas.
Browns. Let's get out of here.